So, back to this, carrying on with the game. I don't remember, where did we leave off? I'll skip the intro this time. Kugir and Woods. I forgot, and that's why I stopped. So, this is very interesting, though. So, we figured out how Malia survived, right? And she survived by getting essentially brought into the past, right? And recruited into some sort of organization whose goal is seemingly to get strong enough to be able to fight Team Zen in the present. So this is very interesting, because here's the thing. Reborn dealt with the whole, okay, you had the whole New World Ultimate Dimension thing, but it didn't really mess with time. I mean, we saw flashbacks, but it never really messed with time. And when time gets messed with, that's when things start to get pretty messy. Because provided this is just us existing in the past, like it's not its own separate, because it's essentially seemingly implied to be just Giran City in the past, and Team Zen at this point still seemingly exists, right, as an organization, or I think that was what was implied. Maybe not, who knows. Regardless, if this is just us 50 years in the past, we have the opportunity to influence events in the present day. Which I think it's a very interesting sort of notion that the game would have a segment of it that takes place in a different time, right? Like, in you know, seemingly what's going to be I want to say, decent chunk, but like sizable, no, I'll say what's the term? A sufficient, like, enough segment. Right, so that's what, you know, I'm curious that this is something that the game is even doing to begin with, because yeah, I'm very curious as to what, and of course there's in Venom, you know, is a natural, is that brunette, you know, so, and yeah, we're using the frickin', fuck out of here. Yeah, and the fact that it actually went back to, yeah, I was gonna say, what the fuck? Is this hold on, is this Maria? Stop. Is this This looks like Maria, unless I'm mistaken. Level 60. Good thing they're part dark. Riptidine. Funny enough, Levani's actually quite effective. Was that Maria? Anathia. No, different person. So... yeah, freaking Venom's big back fat ass, you know, oh yeah, Kanan, you know. So again, I'm very interested sort of how they're gonna potentially do this, I'll fight this guy, but then I'll move on. I'm very curious how they're gonna do this segment, because if we have the opportunity, what I'm hoping is we can, it's sort of like a paradox. I'm hoping we'll get the opportunity to interact with characters in the past. But I know then that'll inevitably end up influencing the present. So it's quite possible we're just doing a whole separate thing. Damn, hand reference. What the fuck? I was gonna say, you know. And again, I do think there is a parallel too, because I was gonna say it does look like. Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, there's something suspect. But to be fair, I think that's the answer. So, because we did see that. However, because of what Malia confirmed regarding there being passages to the past, it's quite possible that the sewer was just another one of those, essentially, right? So it's quite possible there are places all over that'll allow us to travel through time, you know, at in very specific spots, right? Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, Maria's gotta be their kid. Of course it's not fucking Maria, because this is 50 years in the past. So it's Anathia and then whoever, Indriad. Yeah, Marionette, you know, Maria, right? Well, shit, if someone would heal my fucking team. So, it's gotta be Indriad, right? Damn sweet. I get it. Pretty damn sweet abode. Get it? Cause like sweet as it. No, I'm. So is this Maria? This is Maria. Tell me their name. I know what it is. Yeah, I was gonna say just Maria. Also, if I were Anathia, I'd be like, how the fuck do you know my kid? You know? Yeah, Venom is, you know, not up to par, you know? Oh shit, she plays piano. Hey, good for her. Damn, we just gonna let this theme play out? Oh yeah, I was gonna say, you know, and who's Maria's friend? Is it Indriad? Oh, Vitus, you know, I was gonna say. Interesting, and we do know there was a Gardevoir who passed. What the fuck? Frickin', you know, special, you know, it's not even freaking shiny. It's just its own color at this point. Damn, this Gardevoir freaking runs the household. The Gardevoir referring to us? Can I just, like, I was gonna say, can I just, like, explore the household? I deadass can literally just, let's talk to the freaking, god damn it. I want to see what I can use. Oh, we gotta, oh, it's a plush. I was gonna say, god damn it, heal my team. So again, you know, I think it's very Axis and I was gonna say, god damn. It is very, very interesting. We're seeing, you know, we're seeing this 50 years in the past, right? The Maid. Outdoor experience. I ain't running. Locked. Yeah, and then it's kind of like, alright, that's interesting that. I doubt we're gonna... Oh, she's just, Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you know, she thought we left the house already. The Relic Song. Alright, well. Now, I guess, is when we leave the house. So, again, that is Venom around? Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, they went through a few name changes. You know, Maria became Marionette and Vitus. I guess, you know, that's a bit more of a, what's it called? Differential, you know. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, this is also 50 years in the past, so, you know, a lot can change, right? Exuded evil, you know. I do kind of want to answer with this, because why the fuck am I snooping around the goddamn, you know, house, right? Nah, let's fuck it. Let's roll. I was gonna say, we're, I was gonna say, we'll snoop around, you know. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Want to take Maria to Kugirin. Katsu. So I guess we should make our way to Kugirin. I should probably actually try to, like... Let's see what happens when we go this way. We already fought this dude earlier. So, but then it's kind of a question of what else. This guy blocking the way. Damn, I ain't lost him. I was gonna say, I'm where I need to be. Yeah. I don't know what I expected. I'm surprised we even killed that thing. Yeah, picking these berries just freaking like butterfly effect. This ended up killing Madam X of the future. I don't know. And what happens if we... Oh, damn, what the fuck? Very suspicious set of trees over there. Yeah, very suspect set of trees. I guess it's seemingly just for headbutt capability. And then where's the frickin' Sokatsu? Hello? Why is the... Am I stupid? Why is the text red? Is the Gardevoir fucking inhabiting the soul of fucking Nurse Joy? It's not everyone. Also, so... Who is this guy we're supposed to speak to? So that's where we came from. We're supposed to speak... I don't remember... Oh, well... Frickin', you know... Is that Dr. Jenner? No, it isn't. I don't know why. I was gonna say, can they not frickin'... also, it looked familiar, you know. Yeah. Tasia is fucking Nastasia. Tasia is purple hair. literally just the last... I don't know why it took me so long to fucking figure that out. You know, Tasia is fucking Nastasia, right? Oh, shit. Damn, Nastasia is old as fuck. Alright, because this is what, 50 years? God damn. So Nastasia is literally like freaking woman in her mid-50s. I mean, doesn't come across that way, but that freaking Madalis, you know, but oh my god. I was gonna say, so that has to be Nastasia. So if we just fucking execute Tasia right now, they'll never grow. But this is what I'm saying. And this is what's also 50 years is egregious. There's no way. Like, I know this is supposed to be 50 years for all intents and purposes, but I'm just gonna say in the past, right? Because it's like, I doubt Nastasia is fucking like 50 years old. Because there's no fucking way that isn't Nastasia. Purple hair, they have the same damn name. Alright. But again, this is what I mean. So we're at an interesting point where we're observing characters in the past, right? You know, Nastasia, literally a kid. But if we just execute Nastasia right now, she just never grows to be a Team Zen executive. But also the ripple effects of that would be just egregious because they do seem to be the most competent one. Vitus, you know, and Katsu, you know. Anastasia, I was gonna say, so it is interesting. They did confirm that, right? Anastasia. You know, so this guy ain't Jenner, obviously, because he's, and yeah, I mean, that's what leads a motherfucker to join Team Zen, you know? Damn, you know? Also, I was gonna say, you know, also, Vitus wasn't aware we were gonna come here. Like, we just did on our own volition. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, you know, and we see what becomes of her, you know. Mr. Blakery, you know. Yeah, we'll see the father of Saki, you know. Yeah, I mean, it is a question. Yeah, Van knows. She knows. She's like, wait a second. Blakery? Oh, shit. So I am about to speak to Zen Executive Anastasia. Damn. Frickin' Anastasia in the past. This is what I mean. If we just execute Anastasia right now, she never becomes a Zen Executive. What the fuck just popped up on my screen? Frickin' Nastasia is hacking my PC in real time because I said that. Frickin' Norton Drive just popped up. But this is what I mean. So we're directly interacting with people in the past. So we have the opportunity to influence the future. You know, I don't think the game's gonna go that direction, but that's why I'm saying it's a bit, Hey, my bad, dog. Hey, my bad. Wait till I tell you what your daughter becomes, you know. Yeah, we're meeting Blakery Co. Are we gonna see a young... Damn, I was gonna say, when did this guy, Wait, are we gonna see a young Saki? You know. Yeah, Blakery Co. Oh, shit. Man, that dumbass moved out of the way. Yeah, Lord knows what this. So we'll see what the father to Saki is like. Mr. Blakery. And yeah, funny enough, we literally, don't we interact with Mr. Blakery in the future? And again, I was gonna say, you know, because we know Gearin City in the future, right, is very urban, you know. Damn, what the fuck? Venom's been waiting to say that for a long-ass fucking time. You know? From a Blaker, and he's like, wait a second, you know? Hey! I'd take that deal. Also, Han, give me like, I can just pause this shit. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. Alright, I'm back. I'd take that deal. I'm not even gonna lie. I'd take that deal. Low key. Like, I'd 100% take that deal. You mean to tell me I get free room and board for life? I'll take that deal in a heartbeat. You know. Also, I was gonna say, that ain't your deal to accept. Freaking, damn, where the fuck is she going? Can I actually speak to the guy myself? Like, goddamn. Hey, I'll take that deal. Hey, my bad, dog. I wonder where freaking Venom is going. So she just said go back to the mansion. Well, that's what we take the, hold on, where's the driver? I was gonna say, we have the driver, right? We don't need to, am I dumb? Well, I guess I'm just gonna need to walk it. Yeah, how was this a freaking one-way trip? Yeah, I was gonna say freaking one-way trip. Alright, and now we're in the I was gonna say, is there someone we're, because she just said go back to the mansion. Which is, I mean, what we did. Yeah, I don't know. How the fuck do we access this room? I was gonna say non-Euclidean ass room. Also, why is there mirrors there? I don't know. Well, I imagine because this is our room, so you know we go in there. Okay, so. Hold on. What is the current? Marble Mansion, Kugi, and oh, I'm a fucking dumbass. Not the, you know, estate that Malia stays on, right? Which how? And so I guess really this part of the chapter I imagine is going to be, the fuck is this guy? I was going to say, are we going to see the transformation of their family? Interesting. A little suspect. I think we might follow him. Is this someone we know? I was going to say... Damn, what the fuck? Yeah, Lord knows what that guy's up to. Damn, what the fuck? I was gonna say, these things carry wood hammer, do they? Yeah, she doesn't know we're friggin' snooping around, whatever this guy's up to. She should have seen us before. We may have seen him before. That's wild, though, that we got to meet a young Nastasia. That's probably like one of the last people I expected. Yeah, I was gonna say that's one of the last people I expected to see in the past. Breloom. He's still outspeed, even being paralyzed. Damn, I was gonna say, I don't think you've seen us before. Oh. Dude, what the hell is that Shadow Gardevoir doing? Also, how did I miss this shit? So if we can prevent whatever ends up happening. Oh yeah, I was gonna say thank God, because I was alright. Damn, what the fuck? Between the Blakeries and Theolias. Damn, she's about to kill off his fucking wife. Damn, what the hell? Damn, stand ready for my arrival, worm. What the hell? Relic treasure. Damn, she was the freaking Gardevoir was gonna obliterate them. Damn, what the hell? The Gardevoir is gonna be like you behind the tree. I was gonna say, you know, yeah, freaking. Of course, I was gonna be like you. Are we gonna? Is this gonna be Rift Gardevoir? We're gonna fight the. Alright. I should. Dark Gardevoir. You know, where the hell did this thing come from? Dazzlingly. Hold on, what was that? Get the leech seed off. We're setting up on this thing. Psychic. Is it? I guess it's probably Fairy Dark, isn't it? It's probably Fairy Dark. That's kind of an awkward typing. Shoot, is this thing gonna kill our team? There we go, finally. Yeah, fuck out of here, weakling. Damn, what the fuck? Just sent us to the ether realm. Where did we even get sent to? Oh, she's at the Marble Mansion. And this is seemingly what puts Vitus on his path, right? Alright, what the hell is Venom talking about? Okay, what fucking year is this? What year is this? A fucking TP in the grand year of 2026? What is she fucking talking about? TP in the grand year of 2026? Where the fuck are we? I don't care about what's going on here. Where did we get sent to? Mr. Blakery. And again, I was going to say it's interesting because if we can imagine, it's quite possible this is what's interesting. And this is what I mean. It's interesting that they decided to send us to the past. Because I imagine this exact event occurred in the past is what led to Vitus turning into Indriad. You know, with the exception being we're here to stop it, right? Where the fuck are we? Damn, and that's what kills Anathea, right? Anathea, you know. Yeah, and that's what ends up killing them. So, I was going to say, you know, what's it called? So, we weren't able to prevent, which I guess makes sense, right? You know, regarding not being able to change the future, we weren't able to prevent the catalyst event, right? So, yeah, low key, you know. Who the fuck? I was gonna got a fucking dumbass, you know. Yeah, I was gonna say, she's about to kill freaking all of those officers. Yeah, I got sent to the fucking nether. Yeah, I was gonna say, we just, so, wait. Wait. Look at the fucking color scheme of that Gardevoir. Look at the fucking color scheme of that Gardevoir. Does it remind you of... Dude, I should have caught this sooner. Look at the color scheme of that Gardevoir. That color... I was going to say, I even fucking knew it. Because I was going to bring it up, right? I said, like, oh, it's not a shadow Pokemon. Clearly, it's its own thing. Look at its color scheme. Who does that remind you of? Right? Madam X, you know, somehow related to Madam X. If not, well, we know frickin' Zeta is a Solosis. Wouldn't be surprised if Madam X is a fucking Gardevoir. But look at that color scheme. Completely unsurprising. And I was going to say, because at the end of the day, there was only one person who beat us in the present, and that's Madam X. And technically, we got beat here, right? At least, you know, we were able to beat them in the fight, but not in sort of the outcome. So, where the fuck are we? Also, where did this guy come from? Damn, so we didn't even get teleported anywhere. They just put us to sleep. Who's I was gonna say, who's speaking to us right now? Oh, it's Venom. Damn, what the fuck? You know. Yeah, you know, so the Catalyst event still happened. Dude, same exact color palette. Same exact color scheme. Yeah, Vitus, you know. Damn, my team is still obliterated. Apartment key, interesting. Hey, maybe that's the fucking... I was gonna say, that's the key for the apartment that, God, I already forgot the dude's name. Anastasia. I was gonna say, but that was the key for a Vitus's apartment. Anastasia. Well, Maria's not dead. And yeah, taken by a oddly Madam X color scheme Gardevoir. You know? And it's interesting knowing that Anastasia is part of Team Zen. Damn, what the fuck? Damn, now Katsu's like, Damn, also, Venom knows who... Also, I was gonna say, Venom knows who Anastasia is, right? Venom knows who Anastasia... Like, maybe, to be fair, Anastasia is probably the Zen executive who we've interacted with the least. But, yeah, I mean, we definitely know who they are. But it's a question of, does Venom know who they become, right? Yeah, and again, you know, I was going to say, if she's left with Vitus, you know... Interesting. So, imagine she's just hiding in here. Damn, this guy good? Anyway. I think this is a good point to end it, but damn. So, again, and that's what I mean. I don't think they're really going to change the... Why the fuck is this red? I don't know. But I'm surprised I didn't notice that sooner, that was a Madam X color palette Gardevoir, right? Interesting. And on top of that, we actually met past Anastasia, right? With, you know, again, I think that tells the direction it's going to go in. We weren't able to stop the Catalyst event for Vitus become an injury at it. So seemingly we're going to have no impact on the future. But at least be able to get some, to, you know, see some of what happened in the past, right? With that, don't really got much else to say. So, yep, that's it for this one.